Hello, I am alive. Hello, I am alive. Twitch.tv/Emiyui. Hello. Why do I look so scared? Why do I look like that? Why do I look like a scared child? Oh, wow. Jenna and Julian are engaged. Wow, that's vegan news. Let's look it up. Wow, I know she always like talked about how she didn't care about marriage and like didn't really believe in it. And I thought that was interesting. YouTube personality Jenna Marbles is engaged to partner of 8 years, Julian. That's really sad that they can't like, she can't, I mean she could, but it's sad that she's not gonna make like a video about it or whatever. I mean he can, but okay, what the fuck's happening here? Oh my god, Daily Mail. Chill. You should just go to a little while ago I asked Jenna to marry me and she said yes, so we are engaged. They revealed Julian, who first began 2013. Wow, why use the oldest picture of them imaginable? Oh, he was like talking about it on stream. Let's go to Twitter to see what the people. Can I even go on Twitter if I'm not like signed in or anything? Thanks for letting me know. I can tell my mom. She loves them. Was this like really recent? Did you just talk about it like today? That's good news. I'm happy for them. He asked Marbles for permission. That's funny. My face when I read all the focaccia hate comments. Oh my god. I still only hear focaccia in my brain. That just sounds right to me. Focaccia sounds crazy to me. That sounds insane. I had no idea. Like, I don't know if it's a California thing or something, but I feel like I've only heard people say focaccia. And also, I just realized what Julian's hair looks like, and I'm a little surprised I didn't know that that's what his hair looked like right now. Oh, so that's all she will show to the world? Such a weird thing, like, I don't know, just like to not, she's just like invisible. It's crazy. Anyways, let's see what the internet says. Focaccia. I still want to say focaccia. That just sounds better to me. Focaccia sounds dumb. Focaccia sounds like, excuse me, bitch. Anyways, focaccia sounds elegant. It sounds nice. It sounds luxurious. It sounds fun and fresh, you know? Focaccia just sounds like focaccia. Sounds like cucaracha. As an Italian, I am not offended by your pronunciation. You do you. I mean, it's always just like, there's just some people that are really like, they really want things to be pronounced the correct way. For me, it's like, I don't really care if people pronounce things wrong. Everyone pronounces my last name wrong and it doesn't, I don't even like notice really because I don't really care. I know what you're saying. But like, if you become like a YouTuber, you will just know how many things that you're pronouncing incorrectly, or how many different pronunciations of things that there are in the world that you didn't know about before. I will say something in a video thinking absolutely nothing of it. I'm like, this is the way that I've heard this word my entire life. And then all the comments will be like, oh my god, I can't believe you would say it like that. You're making me want to die right now. How do I, oh, there we go.
Focaccia.
Focaccia. Focaccia. Focaccia. Focaccia. Focaccia. Oh, I want to show everyone this chocolate. Stupid green screen. Let me just Google it so I can show it on the screen. Manoa chocolate. Oh, I'm probably saying that wrong.
Manoa.
Manoa! Oopsies. My aunt got me this, oh, goat milk. Where's the vegan one? I guess when people see the word vegan, they just think of me, which is cute. So my aunt like bought this chocolate bar, probably because it said vegan on it, and then like left it at my grandma's house. And it just says, Emily, hope this works for you. And it does. But I wanted to show it because it's really good. Anyways, yeah, it's really good. It's coconut milk chocolate, 60%. I also just want to eat something because I have a gross taste in my mouth. I had Chipotle for dinner. It's so good. Like, it's so smooth and creamy. It also had like a cool design on it. Can't see it anymore. Hapia. What is hapia? Is it just a type of coconut? Coconut pudding. I did not get sofritas because I like to get the free guac, but I do like sofritas. So every once in a while I get it just to splurge. Look at that. Oh my god. Is it vegan? Coconut milk, cornstarch, sugar, and water. That looks fun. Let's watch a video. I could make it in a video when I do a video that's like eating only things that I've never had before for a week. Focaccia. I'm gonna say that. When I talk about it again in another video, I'm gonna say focaccia.
So smooth.
Rich and thick. It's very rich in coconut.
Look at the packaging.
Everybody, today we're gonna make haupia, which is Hawaiian coconut.
Haupia. Can of coconut milk.
You know, right now I have a sudden craving for coconut milk boba.
Coconut milk boba. Then add 3 tablespoons.
Eating only foods I can't pronounce for a week.
Inside.
That would be
Then turn on
fun.
the set to low
Okay, I set it to low.
and stir until it becomes thickened.
How long do
I like their
stir for?
energy.
Minutes
Is it
that?
Maja Blanca or
I would like to know.
Maha
I mean,
Blanca?
in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
Ooh.
Thick. The surface texture will become like flour.
A flower.
Okay, I love his
A
voice.
flower.
Flower.
Like a hibiscus or a plumeria
Yes,
flower.
yes, it's like that.
I have no idea what the hell he's talking
You
about.
will know that.
Alright, Sensei.
Oh my god,
Okay,
I
so
love
I'm gonna
them.
keep-
You know what I really want to make? I
Okay.
think it was a
I think
Filipino
it's
dessert
ready,
that someone
guys.
told me about.
I'm mixing it in,
Chocolate,
and
rice,
visually, I can tell that it's thicker.
And you can
something.
rice-
Yeah, look at that. Oh my god. Because I did something. I had like a coconut milk rice pudding thing from Costco, and I put like melted chocolate into it, and someone told me that that's basically this, and I was like, hell yes, I should make this. So there's no like milk or anything in it. Interesting. So it's already vegan. It'd probably be good to add some milk though. Just add some coconut milk for just extra creaminess, but that looks so good.
Pour into a square mold.
Okay. Wow. This looks like a paste.
9
Pieces?
pieces.
Yeah. Okay. 9 blocks.
Yum.
Usually, haupia is cut into blocks.
I cut it.
Okay. It's jiggly. It's jiggly, and you can tell it's gonna be good.
Soft and smooth.
Rich. and
Soft.
thick. It's
Okay, but this has like stuff on it. What's the stuff on it? Corn. Intrigued I am. Corn and coconut. Oh my god, that looks so nice. That's such a nice photo. Sugar usually and sweet corn. That sounds good as F. It makes me want cornbread. Coconut milk, evaporated milk, sweetened condensed milk, cornstarch, corn kernel, desiccated coconut. What else should we talk about? I'm glad to know that people aren't sick of the background music in my videos. I didn't even notice that I'd been using the same music for like several videos in a row, and all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, should I care about this? Should I like feel bad about this? But no one ever says anything about it. I keep thinking people are gonna comment on the next video like, oh my god, like when are you gonna change the music? Like it's annoying me, blah blah blah. But no one has ever commented that. So I guess it doesn't bother people. And speaking of Jenna Marbles, I also feel like a lot of people use similar music. Like I feel like she kind of used the same music for like a long time in like every single video. I used to, in my like what I eat in a week videos, I would use like several different songs. Like each day would be like a different song in the video, and that was like annoying to do. But I feel like I had to do it or people would get sick of it. Especially when I have a video that's like 30 minutes long. I get worried that people are gonna get sick of the music for 30 straight minutes. But when I like watch back my own videos, it doesn't really bother me. So I'm like, either my brain is just like so used to it, or it doesn't matter. Look how fun that looks. Anyways, that's my chocolate reviews. We have this chocolate, and also I just recently had the chocolate from Trader Joe's almond beverage chocolate bar. That's also really good. That's a little more milk chocolatey than this one though. Like this one's still like creamy and milky or whatever, but it's still slightly more dark chocolate. Have you played Stardew Valley recently? And if so, have you gotten married yet? I have not played it in a really, really long time. I did play it since I streamed it. And I'm like sad because I never went back to streaming it, which I really wanted to, but I should do that. I played it like many times since then, but I like avoid all the like interesting things, like all the like storyline things, because I was like saving them for when I stream. I just play it every once in a while, just play a few days and take care of my crops and then get off. Annoy that one guy. I think his name's Shane. Is his name Shane? I would just be mean to Shane and like give Shane trash. Yeah. I hate Shane. I would just take care of my crops, give Shane trash, and then get off. And Shane would be like, Why do you give me this? I don't want this shit. And I'm like, sucks. To suck, bro. I never know what to talk about. I wanted to... Oh, let me see. Does Starbucks have boba? Did they not have boba? I thought they had boba. I thought that was like a thing. Was that a lie? Is allegedly testing boba and people are losing it. People are losing it. How did I get like chocolate all over my hands? I don't... Okay. April Fools. Wait, was it for April Fools? No boba. People just make a secret menu that is like black tea and milk. Oh, okay. But it made me think of something that I wanted to talk about, which was basically when I heard that Starbucks had boba, they don't. But when I heard that, I thought they did. My assumption was that it would be vegan, you know, because Starbucks has been seeming to make things vegan recently. Like a lot of their new drinks are just like vegan or like have the option to be made vegan, you know, unless it's something weird that just can't be made vegan. But anyways, that's nice because it's sometimes hard to find vegan boba from boba places. Not always, but a lot of the time they like sweeten the boba with honey, and then a lot of the time there's dairy in the drink, even if you can ask for it to be made with like soy milk or almond milk or whatever. Sometimes like the flavoring packets for some of the flavors have milk in them, or sometimes they say they have a dairy-free creamer or dairy-free cream, but the dairy-free creamer still has like, you know, some sort of dairy ingredient in it still, like whey or whatever. Yeah, it's like even when I've tried to like ask employees about it, it's still like confusing to know exactly if there's no milk or no whatever in your drink, you know? So I was like, that would be nice if like Starbucks had boba and you could actually like make sure that it was vegan, especially like online or whatever. But then I was like, that seems dumb. Like basically, for example, boba places that I'm go to now are like small businesses, like sometimes like family businesses, and I'm not 100% sure that what I'm ordering is vegan all the time. Like there might be like some sort of dairy ingredient in the powder, or like one of the boba places we were going to, it used to say that they sweetened their boba with brown sugar, but then now it doesn't say that anymore. So I'm kind of like, does that mean they stopped using brown sugar and now they're using honey, or like what is going on there? I sometimes feel bad because I'm like, you know, this could be not vegan, I don't know. But like, I'd rather have a drink that is like maybe not fully vegan, like maybe there's some honey, maybe there's some milk, whatever, from like a small business like that, rather than getting something that's for sure fully vegan, but it's from like Starbucks. That's like a very specific example, but basically like that you could apply that to anything else, like getting Mexican food from like a family-owned small business then versus like getting Chipotle or whatever. Like there's tons of Mexican food here, and it can be really hard to like find out if it's like fully vegan because there's so many like opportunities for it not to be. Like you could have chicken stock in the rice, you could have butter on anything, you could have cheese in anything, you could have lard in anything, whatever. Like there's just so many like ways that it could be not vegan, and it's hard to be like sure. But like Chipotle, I know exactly what I'm getting. I know that what I'm getting is vegan for sure because I can look it up. But at the same time, like, I think in the grand scheme of things, it's probably better for society as a whole, you know, to like order something that's like 97% vegan from like a small family-owned business and supporting them rather than like a large corporation, you know? So it's kind of like intrigued by that conversation. Like, I'm not saying like let's all go buy non-vegan food just because it's from a small business, but like, you know, I just feel like that's something interesting to point out. You know, I don't care just about being vegan. I care about being better for society as a whole. A small business, a like family-owned business, is probably going to be less like wasteful and irresponsible when it comes to like the environment or whatever, or like their workers. Obviously, like you can be a small business and be like horrible, but you know, at the end of the day, it might uphold more vegan values to support small businesses than a large corporation. Yeah, that's just how I feel. Like, I understand. I wouldn't like say people need to start doing that, because like if it makes you uncomfortable to get something that may not be 100% vegan, that's totally understandable. Like if it makes you feel guilty, whatever. but I just like, I'd rather promote that like it's not just about being vegan. And that's the same thing with like, I don't know, any like you could buy something from the store that is fully vegan, but it's like got unethical like palm oil in it. It has chocolate that's been unethically, like it's made with slave labor or whatever. The packaging is super wasteful or whatever. I don't know. And then you have like the same candy or whatever from a company that isn't vegan. Maybe it has honey in it, but like the packaging is recyclable and it was made fair trade, made with solar power. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't buy it if it had like milk in it, you know? I probably would just be like, oh, I'll just buy neither, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, at that point, I wouldn't like judge a person for choosing the thing that had like honey in it or whatever over the fully vegan one that was like unethical in every other way. You know, that was a bad way to explain that, but I think you guys probably get what I'm saying. I also work at a local cafe, and we source most of our ingredients locally and try to support other local businesses whenever we can, and there's a lot less waste on the back end than I think there is probably at larger companies. Yeah, I would definitely imagine. And I always see like those videos of people having to like throw away, you know, all this food at the end of the day. I feel like corporations are always like the worst about that, just forcing things to go to waste just because, you know, it's like reducing demand to just like give it out or whatever. Because like smaller companies need to be more efficient, they need to be less wasteful to save money themselves. You know, it actually matters for them. But like a corporation that has so much money coming in, they're more likely to just be like, whatever, throw it away, whatever. Very similar to what Michael figures out in The Good Place, if you've seen it. Haha, yes, I love The Good Place. At some point, if you are so inflexible about your values, it can actually become sort of harmful. Yeah. When I worked at a small bakery, we would always throw away racks and racks of donuts and other stuff. We could take as much as we wanted, but none of it was vegan, so I'd just bring one thing to my parents. I feel like, yeah, what I've heard from like smaller companies is that they still do that. Like they still like have to throw away a lot and have to be very wasteful, because I feel like there's not a lot of ways around it. But like at least what I've heard about like smaller companies is that like they will allow like employees to take stuff home, or allow like employees to eat stuff. But like a lot of corporations like just don't even let anyone take things, or you can get in trouble, you know, if you take food home. And that's like so fucking annoying. Like, I just think about all the stuff people waste and it makes me so sad. Those videos of people throwing out stuff makes me so sad. When I worked at a printing press, we had to cut and throw out so many misprinted shirts. Like the fact that you have to cut it up. I've seen those videos too where people are just cutting up products that they're not selling anymore or whatever. I mean, if you send them to like a Goodwill or whatever, something like that, they might still end up getting thrown away eventually, but maybe not. I don't know. Or like, you know how they like grind up fabric and like make it into like something else? That could be cool. My brother works at his school's dining hall and he's not allowed to take anything. Wow, that's really annoying. Like, why? It's so annoying, especially like for a school. Have you talked about Seaspiracy at all? I have not seen it. It's on Netflix, huh? I've seen people talking about it. 75 on Rotten Tomatoes. Seaspiracy is a 2021 documentary film about the environmental impact of fishing, directed by and starring Ali Tabrizi, British filmmaker. The film premiered on Netflix globally in March 2021 and garnered immediate attention in several countries. Cool. Oh, is that the guy? This guy? I've seen him before. Yeah, didn't he used to be a YouTuber? Husband and new dad. I should probably watch it. Has anybody watched it? Has anybody in the chat watched it? Examines the global fishing industry, challenges notions of sustainable fishing, and showing how human actions cause widespread environmental destruction. I should tell my mom to watch it because she is like, loves trying like vegan chicken alternatives, and she loves like Beyond Meat. She loves getting the Beyond Burgers or Impossible Burger or whatever from Carl's and Burger King, but she always like says she doesn't really care as much about fish. Like she feels bad when she eats a burger or whatever, but she doesn't really feel as bad when she eats like sushi or whatever because she just doesn't see fish like that. And I always just, yeah, she doesn't really get it. But I already don't eat seafood. But I have seen a lot of my meat eating friends say they watched and no longer want to eat seafood. That's good. I don't usually watch those docs because I already know how shitty this stuff is, and the docs just make me depressed. Yeah, I feel like that a lot of the time too. So I haven't seen a lot of the like big, probably like any of the big like vegan documentaries. I've really only seen like Vegucated. Yeah, I just kind of avoid them because it's not going to make a difference in my way of living, obviously. Like I already don't support these companies. So yeah, I feel like it would just make me more like depressed and like sad about the world. You know, I'm just reminded of how little impact I can have in my one life. But sometimes when I watch something like that, it like motivates me at least to like be more influential with like what I do, you know? I feel like it will just make me feel more hopeless. I have also heard it had some problematic takes on indigenous practices and don't really want to support that. That's true. I wish they focused more on big fishing. I've seen white vegans try to tell indigenous people their traditional hunting practices are unnecessary and like, hi, can you not? That is interesting. Yeah, I don't know why they would target indigenous people and not what actually matters. Can we see what people are saying about Seaspiracy? Please remember when you watch documentaries like Seaspiracy to examine if it's being told from a colonizer mindset and take into account what indigenous voices are saying about it. I saw some speaking out about the anti-Asian themes in it, and now this. Yeah, it's like I'd prefer for everyone to not eat animals, obviously, or to not harm animals in any way. Obviously, that'd be great. But like, I don't know why anyone would think that like targeting the way that indigenous people are living is like as if that's the problem.
Say something that I'll regret later. Fuck non-natives that don't understand the importance of traditional hunting. Especially fuck Seaspiracy on Instagram. Seaspiracy has almost 500,000 followers and they're sharing stuff like this. Thousands of people have already signed this petition not understanding the impact that it has on Inuit. Yes, commercial sealing is a problem, but Inuit should not be grouped into that. Due to poverty, extremely high grocery store prices, and unhealthy foods, many Inuit rely on our traditional ways of hunting in order to survive. And Seaspiracy has allowed people to have conversations like this, as if moving is even a possibility, as if enough hasn't been stolen from us, and people pretending that they know us. This form of activism does absolutely nothing for positive change.
If you haven't watched Seaspiracy, don't. They don't have enough interviews with actual scientists, blame indigenous ways of hunting, and ignore coastal culture's reliance on seafood. You cannot talk about conservation without looking at it from the lens of environmental justice. Yeah, I'm always like very wary of like vegan documentaries also because I don't know, I'm wary of like every documentary as in just skewing things to promote something, you know? You can watch a documentary on anything and feel like this is the most true statement that's ever existed, you know? The word documentary just makes people feel smart and like makes people feel like obviously there's a lot of research gone into it if it's called a documentary. That's why I've like steered clear of like a lot of vegan documentaries, but I never like have enough of my own research to like say that it's bad. But I also don't want to like promote anything in case it's kind of problematic. Shanghai restaurants are now serving vegan chicken made from peanuts. Who knew? Who would have thought? The Korean vegan. Oh my gosh, she's 41? I didn't realize that. I knew she was like a bit older than me, but I didn't know she was 41 years old. Dang, that makes more sense why she's has so much experience to share. Oh, that looks so good. This woman turned down $1 million on Shark Tank. Now she's selling 1 million pounds of vegan fried chicken. Why did she turn down Shark Tank? She was offered $1 million, an amount rarely offered on the show, from investor Mark Cuban and guest investor Rohan Oza for 100% of the company. Ooh. Is that how Shark Tank works? They just want to like buy the whole company or what? Torres turned down the offer because she did not want to give up her brand because she believed the company would soon generate the same amount on its own. The fact you guys are even offering $1 million lets me know you do understand what we are worth. Sick. That's honestly sick, not gonna lie. Vegan fried chicken for all. Since then, Atlas Monroe has reached over $2 million in sales through its website, fulfilled tens of thousands of orders, blah, 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 blah. Vegan bacon, applewood smoked ribs, deep fried, and stuffed turkeys. How is living on your own going? It's good. It's like stressful, but it's very nice. It's definitely motivated me to like get on my YouTube stuff more. Like I can't just not post for a certain amount of time because I need to make money to pay rent and other bills. It's just like stressful because I put on like I went from paying not much at all in bills monthly to like paying almost everything myself, you know? Which like it's about time. Like I'm surprised my parents didn't make me pay for more stuff earlier, but it was just kind of a lot to like put everything on at like once, you know, kind of. But you know what's really annoying is doing my laundry. Because there's no laundry. I don't have a laundry machine. I don't have a washing machine here. And I just have to go home to my parents' house every time I need to do my laundry. But sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to avoid family matters. But like I'm running out of underwear and that's like annoying. But I bought a giant bucket. So now I'm starting to like hand wash stuff. Now, if I need it, you know. But like, does anyone know any tips for like making your air dried clothes smell better? Because for whatever reason, it just smells bad at our like apartment complex for some reason. Like if I leave out clothes all day to try to dry them, they just stank. When I would air dry clothes outside at my parents' house, I wouldn't notice anything about the smell. They'd smell fine. They would just smell like air. But like here, I don't know what it is. They just stank. They do not smell good. They smell like stale and gross. Did you ever feel weird about living at home for longer? You just mean like living at home until the age that I did? Because I did, but I like constantly would have to tell myself like it's not a big deal, but I would like constantly feel like embarrassed about it, especially like being on YouTube, filming videos in my parents' house and like having like everyone see that I live in my parents' house at my age. And like also with like so many YouTubers that are like so much younger than me that have their own like apartments or whatever that they get to film in, always like made me feel really like insecure and like embarrassed. Like I felt weird about it. It felt really annoying like having like my parents' home like represent me in a way. That was something that like really bothered me. Not to like hate on my mom or anything, but like at her house there's like, you know, crosses everywhere, just like momish things and like live, laugh, you know, like whine a little, laugh a lot, or like she just has like a lot of that kind of stuff. Like I think most people, they just see that, they don't really like think anything of it because they're just like, oh, she probably lives with her parents. Like they don't attribute the home in my videos to me at all. But like it always like bothered me that like that's not the ideal like place that I want to like represent me. So like new people coming to my videos and like seeing that, I don't want that to like affect the way that they view me, because like that doesn't represent me, you know? I come from a semi-Asian household, so it's pretty much normal to be in your parents' place for a long time. Yeah, I know like a lot of other cultures. I read a lot about that too when I would feel like really insecure about it. I feel like I'm not like becoming an adult or whatever because I'm stuck here. I would like read up about like other cultures and stuff and how like a lot of other cultures like literally don't think it's weird at all, and like it's more weird to not live with your parents for you know, a long time, or like as long as they'll let you. And yeah, it's like if it doesn't bother you, there shouldn't be any reason to move out. Well, if it doesn't bother you and it doesn't bother your parents, you know, if your parents are fine with supporting you and you're happy living there, then like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. There's no reason to be ashamed. But I was just ashamed. I think it's mainly the YouTube thing. It's just like other people like watching me and like knowing about my life like would make me think about it more. You know, I'm sure if I didn't have like a YouTube channel, it wouldn't bother me as much. It depends on your relationship with your parents and like how open you are with them and how much your lifestyles clash or don't clash or whatever. And also I think like being an only child or being the only child in the house makes a big difference also. Like if you have other like siblings in the house with you that are around your age, I think that makes it like a lot easier to live at home. So you have like someone else to like confide in when you're feeling frustrated with it or whatever. and like someone else to complain to or relate to or whatever. I think like being a young adult stuck with just your parents during the pandemic. I've talked about it with my other friends that were like alone, living alone with their parents through the pandemic, and it's like so very frustrating, especially if you have conservative religious parents. I had to move back into my parents' place after college. It was not ideal, but I feel like it's pretty normal, and I'm grateful I was able to save money to move out on my own. Yeah, it's like I wish there wasn't that kind of like stigma in like American culture, a lot of American culture. But I just like, I couldn't help it myself to have that like stigma affect me. I would be embarrassed by it, but at the same time, maybe I'd be like trying to tell other people like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I'd be like in my head like, ugh, but I hate it. Yeah, it's good to not pay rent. That's like a really nice thing. I read like a tweet that was like, living at home, you save on, like you don't have to pay rent, but you pay rent in emotional stability or whatever. Thank you. This conversation is helping me feel way better about living at home at 22. Every once in a while I'd like go on Twitter and like complain about living at home, and like there was a time when I did like a poll of like how many people who follow me still live at home who are like over 20 or whatever. I feel like it was like about half and half, maybe even like more so people were living at home over 20. I think it was like maybe like 60% of people over 20 that voted in my little poll were still living at home. I think it's easy to like feel like everybody is on their own when you like watch TV or like watch YouTubers or whatever who like all have their own apartments at like so young, like people like Emma Chamberlain. It's really weird to like see her, especially when she was like literally 18, I think, and had like this nice apartment to herself or whatever. Like a lot of these like huge YouTubers, they seem so young, yet they're all in their own like apartments or houses or whatever, and it's easy to like feel bad about it. But the reality is like it's so much more common to live at home, and there's like literally nothing wrong with it. If your relationship with your parents is like totally fine, or at least like bearable, and like you want to save money and your parents are cool with it, then like there's nothing wrong with it. I just feel weird that I just have these like out here still at just ignoring these like fried chicken. Peanut meat. Peanuts are legumes, so that makes more sense than it seems like it would. Peanut-based chicken. That'd be especially good for like a peanut noodle dish, you know? It wouldn't even matter if it tastes peanutty. I love peanut everything. I love peanut butter. I love peanut flavored anything. So I would probably love this shit. La Ziza. A spicy dish made with Sichuan peppers and fried chicken. That sounds good as hell. Can I buy it? That would be interesting to try in a video. Dino-shaped nugs sound cute. Yummy Dino Buddies makes vegan dino nuggets. They have those at Walmart. Ooh, that's another thing I wanted to do, was a video that was food from my childhood. But like veganized. Meatless veggie nuggets. Oh, are they not? They don't have, is that because they think vegans don't want to eat animal-shaped foods? Oh no, these ones? I wonder if they like came out with these first and then people were like, no, we want them to still be dino shaped. Tastes just like a chicken nugget. Sick. I should try them. Yeah, I wanted to do or not just well, for me it's like what I ate before going vegan is by default childhood food, because I went vegan my freshman year of high school. So like everything before that basically was my childhood. It'd be a lot of carbs and a lot of cheese and a lot of dairy things, because I didn't eat a lot of like vegetables by choice as a youngin', obviously, but I could like make them slightly healthier. Like I loved mac and cheese. I could make like mac and cheese with broccoli mac and cheese or whatever. That's why I stay being 16. Probably, honestly, maybe I should have waited. Maybe I shouldn't have gone vegan so early. Maybe that was my mistake. Maybe I'd look like more of an adult now. No. Eventually I'll figure out how to do makeup in a cool way that is doable to do with bad eyesight. And also like not too girly, but still looks cool. You know? Once I figure that out, it's over for you bitches. Just you wait. I'm gonna look so old, you'll be like, who is that? she's so old looking. And I'd be like, hell yeah. It's me, I'm 24. Emily Ewing, local 24-year-old vegan YouTuber. I honestly love vegan Asian food. It is the easiest thing for me to get in my area. I was thinking about this the other day. One time this girl in my class who I was like starting to be friends with, and like really wanted her to like me and not be weird because I'm bad at making friends. She knew that I was vegan and she kind of was like asking me about it and like asking me, like she was like kind of interested in it herself and was like asking me what good like vegan food is around here or whatever. And I started like listing places. And I didn't notice that like all the places that I listed were like Asian food, like Chinese food and Thai. There was like a Thai place and Chinese place, a sushi place, whatever. I was just listing the places that I like best that have like good vegan options. And then she was like, "Are you just saying all these places because I'm Asian and you're just saying Asian food places?" I think she was like joking, you know, she wasn't like actually like offended or whatever. But I was like, oh shit, no, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't do that on purpose. Those are just like literally the best places. Like, Asian food restaurants just typically have like the most vegan options, or at least here. And she was like, oh, okay. They always have tofu options, and there's a lot less like fear of like dairy in things. So yeah, and like Indian food also. There's still other things that you have to watch out for, like fish sauce and stuff like that. But it's just like slightly easier because of the lack of dairy and inclusion of tofu. Oh, I need to get off. Speaking of grocery shopping, I might go to Sprouts with my roommate right now. She just got out of class and Sprouts closes in an hour and 20 minutes. So I will be getting off to go grocery shopping. We are out of so many things. Out of mustard. Thanks everybody. I love you guys. See you later. Please sleep tight. Have a good meal.